Welcome back, hunters, to episode 2 of my hunting season. I believe that episode 1 was a really good success. I think we covered a decent amount of info, so now is a step into another layer of info. Got some whitetail up here, but we'll check them out in a bit. What I really want to touch on here is how does time work and how do we age animals? Now this is very important since we'll be putting in a lot of work into our herds, documenting everything. This is another layer we have to think about and be concerned about. So we have this diagram here, and shout out to Liquid Fire. He's one of the members in our Discord, and he put this together to really simplify how this works. This was very complex for me in the beginning. It took me a while to understand this because I never really did herd management in the beginning when the game was released. Now that I'm looking into it, this makes sense to me. This comes full circle. So as you can see in the green at the top, it says New Year Day 1. So basically at midnight is when new animals will spawn, animals will die, and the animal scores will go up. This only happens at midnight. So you have 3 days to get to this point. So you see in the orange circle, we have day 1 ends and day 2 begins at midnight. So nothing will age and nothing will spawn, nothing grows and nothing dies. So whatever animals spawn in on green, the first year or the beginning of the year, there is no growth. There's nothing that happens until you come back to that green, until you make that full circle. So you move on to day 2, which is in the red. Same concept. Nothing ages, nothing spawns, nothing grows, nothing you shoot, respawns, nothing dies. When you get back to the green, that's when everything happens. So animals that you have shot, they respawn into either better genetics or worse genetics based on the RNG. Animals that are old, that's when they die and they respawn. Animals who are aging from like a 3-4 stars and all such, that's when their scores increase. This is very important to understand because, again, if you don't understand this concept, you will be pretty much spinning top in mud. It's very important that you keep track of these days so you can see the progress of the fruits of your labor. Now, in this image that I have here, this is what I put together, and this is how I think of it and I simplify it. What we're tracking here is that we're tracking how many times we sleep. So we know that if we sleep 3 days, that's when, like I explained, everything sort of happens. The new year advances. So I track how much times I sleep. I track how many kills and what I'm killing. So any kind of percentage of the animals, what genetics they are, and such, I like to track that. You don't have to, but that's what I do for me so I can see the rhythm and how I'm, shaping my herd. So what we have here is that we have this green arc that I have there that says hunting frame, meaning this is the time frame that I hunt in. I hunt all day, sun up to sundown. You can see the icons here saying sunrise and sunset. Those are the time frames that I hunt in all day. Why? Because I want to hit up as much herds as I can. Plus my playstyle is that I hunt very slow. I love that slow, methodical way of hunting. So I take my time to get around the map. I don't fast travel. I don't do any of those things. So for me, this works for me hunting all day. You may not have that time. You may not want to do that. So basically, you are just going to be targeting your herds. You'll be fast traveling. You'll be a lot more faster than I would be. So as a result, you can sleep earlier. So that brings me into the sleeping part, is that we don't know for sure how to activate aging. And what I mean by that is you need to hunt a certain amount of time during the day between that morning to midnight to activate aging in the animal, meaning you cannot spam sleep. You have to hunt a minimum amount of hours within each day for it to count towards the animal actually aging. We don't know for sure, but from some people's experimentation, they say you hunt for 10 minutes in real life time, and then you can skip all the way to like 3 days. Some say 15, some say 20 minutes, some say 30 minutes, some say an hour. Again, we don't know. So it's something you have to test on your own. But because we're playing in Ranger, we don't have any stars to look at, any kind of UI, so we cannot really tell when an animal sort of comes in or respawns. This is why we got to take photos of the herds. We got to track what we're killing. So when that third year comes in and everything respawns, we can actually see what has been spawned into the herd. It's going to all be done manually now. You don't have the star on the Hunter Sense system to sort of guide you. So all that has to be done manually. So that's what I'm doing. I'm hunting basically sun up to sundown. Again, this allows me to hit a wide range of animals. So basically I'm delaying the aging process by sleeping less. You can speed that up if you want to. It's not a problem. So we're just here on the map and we're trying to make our way just over these hills over here. Probably hit this road and kind of see what we can find. This aging of animal is one of the best features in Way of the Hunter. I think it's what really sets the game apart. It really enhances the game, and it's a very simple system. But when you don't understand it, it feels and sounds complex. But really and truly, it's a very nice, simple system that has been implemented into the game. So as we hunt here, we're moving from Rivermouth, and we're heading into a different zone now. So these zones are all connected, and they all will affect each other. So they'll no longer affect this side that we're on. We're moving into a different region now. I heard some whitetail over there, but now I'm hearing some mule deers. Let's do a call here and see what we find. I'm wondering if this is the herd that I hit up the last time. There we go. They're just over the hill. Because in the last episode we did hit up one of these herds. So I didn't sleep. As you can see, the time here is 3:15. We're still on that first day. So unless there's a poor genetic in this herd, nothing will respond. See, there's a zone right here. Okay, so it is mule deer. When you play on Ranger, it's really a whole new beast that you're dealing with here because it's so involved. It's so detailed. Every hunt counts now. Where before you could have just simply used the UI system, take a look and move on. Now for every hunt, now it becomes a lot more involved. You want to actually see the herd, see the animals, observe them now, track them, and it becomes this whole new involved, amazing, concept. So I'm hearing some footsteps here. Feels like it's coming from this angle. I don't know what that is though, because everything is to our right. But this should be interesting. I wonder if it's a bear coming here. They're pretty sneaky like that. So I think we do have a whitetail coming in. But we were hearing that footsteps over here, so I don't know what that is. Okay, so this guy is coming in. And we're not hearing the footsteps over here anymore. Oh, so it probably was that fox. Okay. So I definitely want to see what kind of genetics we have here from this whitetail. We didn't get to see the entire herd. So there he is. Yeah, so that was a clean shot. Wow, that was a really low shot. Barely clipped the heart. Yeah, that drop off was pretty serious. Probably the wind. So that's 26 meters out. So we got a 31%. So I always encourage to take a screenshot. This way we can add it to our database and see what we're shooting. Tracking everything from the weight to the age, genetics, everything. And this is the beauty of the hunt because it's so rewarding to do that. Take down an animal, see the genetics, store it, track it, and whatever, respawns in the new year, you get to see the progress you're making. And I believe as time go along, as the days go along, you'll realize that a lot less animals are responding from a certain herd, which means that your genetics are paying off your hard work. So the animals are responding at a higher genetic, which means they won't respond to the low collar. And that will be your gauge. So you can see the fruits of your labor, So my wind is good. So we're just going to head in this direction. Pick up some more zones. So by this time, we have killed a whole bunch of animals from our last episode. And here we are doing the same thing here again. So we're covering a lot of grounds, taking out all these low genetics. So in 2 days, we're going to revisit and see what has respawned. And that's going to be the tricky part because all we have is photos to go by. We don't have the stars, so we can't say, well, we killed a 1 star, and when we look to see what it's really been replaced by. So we all got to use, we all have to use our tracking, our own documentation to really kind of judge now. So it becomes a whole lot more involved, a whole lot more intriguing. You feel so much more a part of the hunt, instead of just having a UI where you're just looking and running from one herd to another. Which nothing is wrong with. Again, we're here on Ranger, so we're looking for a lot more involved hunts. We're not here for easy hunts. We want to really test our skills, our patience, and really be present in our hunts. Because what's the point of playing if you're not present, if you're not enjoying yourself? You know, so hunt in whatever way that pleases you, brings you enjoyment. And this is what I love. Long hunt, long tracking, seeking out my animals. I don't want anything to be given to me. And I'm so happy we can do that here in Way of the Hunter. So I'm hearing some elk just up ahead. I've been picking up some nice zones here along this river. Very nice spot to pick up a lot of zones. A lot of animals come here to drink. See, if you walk around the banks of the river, you can really start fleshing out your zones. Hearing a bear over there. So what shall we call first? Should we check out the elk or the bear? Since we haven't hunted a bear yet, maybe we can try that. So we know that when the animals do give us a call, it's usually around 200 to 300 meters out. So we can't really call from this distance yet. So we're going to have to get a little bit closer, at least 250. So let's see if we can get some eyes on these animals. And then we can decide what we want to call or indulge in. So we want to be able to approach very slowly. Because we really don't know what we're getting into here. Maybe they're coming our way. They could be just resting or eating or whatever the case may be. So we don't want to be caught off guard. So we found them. I really thought they were sort of up on that hill. But it doesn't seem to be the case. They're just down here in this, on the lowland. So that's about 117 meters. So we can make a call from here. So we'll see if anything responds. So in the meantime, let's have a look and see if we can sort of see what's in this herd. So we got a male coming in. And I see another one there. He looks pretty good. That rack looks really decent. So there's another male behind him. So what we're doing here is really trying to make some mental notes as to what we're seeing. So that male seemed like he was coming in, but he ran away. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. Because our wind should be good. So I'm pretty sure they're not smelling us. So we got a decent herd here. Nothing crazy. You can tell we got a young guy just by his color and his rack. And we got some here, maybe, I'm thinking, maybe like a 2-star mature, maybe. But they're definitely not good for the taking yet. I'm not getting the response that I thought I would. Very disappointed with that. I really thought we had that male coming in, but doesn't seem to be the case. If there's no interest, then we'll try that bear. Yeah, nothing seems to be coming in. But at least we know now that there's at least 3 or 4 males in here. They're not really ready for the taking, so we're going to give them a few days to grow. We don't have to check on them, in the next day or so. But in the new year, I definitely want to come back and have a look at them. And that's our bear up there, and he's resting. Let's try call him in. Seems like we're getting a response. Yeah, that's awesome. So he was about 200 meters out. So that's perfect range. So we're just going to sit tight and we're going to see how this unfolds. Because if we move too much, we're going to spook these guys and then that'll be some bad business. So if animals don't really come in when you call them, like with the elks here, you can make a judgment call. So the call that I'm making is that, you know what, they're not ready yet. I'm not willing to risk. Not willing to risk shooting a really good genetic from that herd. And so far they're looking decent. I'm going to leave them that way. Got some more elk over on this, in this direction. So there are times you're going to get animals that overlap like this. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. So do we got 2 coming in? Because I'm seeing one coming through this side. Because I really thought that bear was by himself. So unless that's the same guy, might have 2 coming in. But I don't think so. I think it's just this one guy. So we do have 2 coming in. So if we get a chance, we can try and differentiate which is which. Hopefully by the way they walk. But I'm not sure if we're going to get that chance. But let's see from the first one. Let's say that's the male coming in there. Yeah, I think that's a male coming in. But we'll see. I don't want to take a frontal on him. I want to make sure that we get a side shot. So I'm going to wait till he moves. But I'm willing to bet this is the male. That looks good. Oh, we're getting charged. You gotta be careful for that too. Because when I shot him, I lost track of him. Thought he went to the left there, but he made the rounds and came charging at us. That's the worst thing that can happen to you is, depending where you're hunting, if you get charged by an animal, it takes you all the way back to the lodge. So you really want to avoid that. But that was a really nice shot on that bear. So as a result, tracking is easy. And we're using the right caliber of weapon for the animal. The 270, very, very nice weapon. Okay, so we're getting another call. I don't want to shoot the female because that's not going to do us any good. But I'm surprised there's one giving us a call from this direction because I thought the other one ran to our left. So that's why I'm a little bit, confused. Which I'm thinking this is a new animal. So there's a zone here. I'm not sure if that's for the elk or the bear. Okay, so that's for the elk. So that's our guy just up ahead here. So we're going to find out if it's a male or a female that we kill, because I really don't want to shoot the females. But they were both responding, so it's tricky. Yep, just a bit high. But that was still a good shot. Could have aimed a little bit more low, but that was good. So 42 meters out. That was pretty decent. So it's a young male. 97%. What? Holy crap. We messed up. That would have been a great 5-star. Yeah, I was wishing he would be a bit higher if you want to say, maybe 90, 99, hopefully. That's where I want to go, but 97, that's really good for this bear. Holy crap. That's not good, guys. That's not good. We really had a high potential here on our hands. But that's a roll of the dice. You never know what you're going to get, you know? But I will dig a little bit deeper into this caller because it seems to be sort of a general caller. See? It just says it attracts predators. So it's kind of hit and miss. I wonder if the other one... I will look into it. I want to see if the other one is a bit more reliable. Because that is not good. But that's the thing with the predators, you don't really get that much of a choice of what you're calling in. It's kind of hit and miss. And since we can't really judge age on that bear, that was really tough to swallow. Okay, so something is just over the hill here. I'm not sure what that is. Is that the other bear? Sounds like something is up here, but I can't be sure. Yeah, there is. And it does sound like another bear. So that might be the female. So I'm gonna make a call and say I won't shoot this one. Because that's most likely the female. Yeah, that's not good. So I heard these elks over here, but I don't see them. So that's probably the female that's kind of wandering around here. But we're not going to touch her. So that's the zone right here. So I definitely want to come back and see what we get. The thing with the predators is that since we can't judge age, we got to treat them differently. We can tell the gender apart. We can't tell their age. So we really have to treat them different and let them be. Sort of recognize that they're there, use the collar, kill whatever comes in. If we don't get a response, we let them grow. Yeah, so that's the female. So we're gonna leave her alone. Yeah, it's very, very unfortunate. Yeah, really, really hurts to hit that 70 and 97%. But I think I will end the episode right there, guys. I think we had a decent hunt. We covered how does time work, how do we age our animals, and we made a bad shot on a bear. So at least you can see that how hit and miss, you know, your hunts can be now. It's really, really RNG. It's luck. You really, really got to make a call. If not, sometimes you make the wrong call, you make the right call. It is what it is. So this is Hunting on Ranger. We're doing a full hunting season. If you like this type of hunting, check out my other videos. You can follow along with this series. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.